What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Malcolm Tibbs. I'm 26 years old right now, and at the age of 24, I was able to retire myself using some of my veteran benefits. I've been doing self-improvement for about 8 years now, and in that time, I've made a ton of mistakes. So I like to make these videos to help speed up the progress for other men who are looking to get ahead in life. With that being said, I make a lot of content on here urging men to get a girlfriend because I used to be one of those men who felt as if having a girlfriend would be something that slowed me down. I'm here to say that is not true at all. Having a girlfriend is by far probably the best accelerant for your growth as a man, okay? Now, with that being said, I get there's a select few of individuals out there who feel as if they are not sufficient for getting a woman, right? And to those individuals, I'm going to use one analogy. It seems to make a lot of things click for people, but there are homeless men who you can see walking through cities paired up with other women, okay? There are men at the very bottom of society who don't make any money, who don't have a job, who aren't in shape, who are eating like shit, who are doing hard drugs, and they have a woman. So you're not missing anything, right? Chances are you do have a job. Chances are you're trying to make more money. Chances are you probably are in better shape and better health than that homeless man. And hopefully you're not taking hard drugs, right? On all metrics, you outperform that homeless man. Yet, for one reason or another, he has a girlfriend. And let's talk about that reason, right? It's not that he's more attractive. It's not that he was born with the perfect set of genes. It's not that, he just was in the right place at the right time. He just put in more reps than you. And he probably started at a much younger age. Okay. Now, that's not to say that you can't do it. And it's not to say that it's impossible for you to get started, right? To the contrary, that's why I'm making this video, right? You just have to put in more reps. And the best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is today. Guess what? It's only going to take you about maybe 100 reps, 100 rejections before you are competent enough to be able to get a girl's phone number and then turn that phone number into a date and then turn that date into a one-night stand and then to turn that one-night stand into an actual relationship. You got to go through about 100 rejections. That homeless man just did it sooner than you. Maybe he started when he was in the third grade and he talked to that one girl who everybody thought was attractive and he got blown right out of the water, right? But he didn't give up. And by the end of the year, he had 20 girls who he had talked to, maybe even had a girlfriend before he was in the fourth grade, right? But the thing is, he just put in more reps, right? He was not afraid of rejection. And rejection is something that you have to become desensitized to, okay? Once you get exposed to enough rejection, you stop caring. And that is the byproduct of putting in reps. All right. So if you actually want to put in these reps, I'm going to recommend by far the best, like the meta strategy for dating nowadays is using your phone and getting on a dating app. I prefer using Hinge. All right. Now, being a black man, not being the richest guy, right? There are some disadvantages, right? That is just the truth. But guess what? There's plenty of black men. There's plenty of non-rich men. Again, the homeless man is the perfect example. But there are people out there who are not perfect and they have girlfriends. So there is no excuse for you. All right. Get on a dating app. And what you're going to do is max out your like limit. All right. I prefer Hinge because it allows me to send a little bit of a message to convey my personality. I can even select the photo or the prompt that I'm choosing to like to let them know this is the thing that I like about you instead of just liking their whole profile. Okay. I'm not sponsored by Hinge. I wish I was, but I'm not. All right. So hop on Hinge, send out your 6 or 7 or 8 likes a day. Buy the subscription if you're serious. And I would recommend that you get serious about this because you only have to get good at this once. So buy the subscription and start sending out likes. And what you're going to do is treat this as if it's an experiment. Not like it's life or death, not like you need to be the perfect like game guru and you need to know how to talk to every single girl. That's not necessary. All you need to be able to do is score once. You just got to get one girlfriend. And you're going to find that it's not that hard. It's not that hard at all, right? The hardest part is just getting started and making the commitment to get good, right? But actually doing it, actually having the girlfriend, doing the dates, all of that is fun. It's like you look forward to it. It gives you a reason to give a fuck. It gives you a reason to go make extra money. It gives you a reason to get a bigger house and to host the family gatherings and to throw parties, right? It gives you a reason, right? Having that girlfriend. It's fun. It makes your life better. You only have to get good at talking to girls one time. All right. So, fork over the extra 60, 70, however much it costs, get the subscription, send out the likes, right? If you don't want to do online dating, if for whatever reason you feel like you're just better than the meta, like the current way that most people are dating, if you feel like that's just not for you, hey, maybe it's not, right? And that's whatever. But the next best thing, go out into public and actually approach women. I know that sounds crazy, but there's no reason why you can't. And it is by far the best ROI in terms of getting better and getting more reps. You can go manufacture all of the experience that Billy Bob got when he was in the third grade. You can make all of that happen in 1 week just by getting outside the house and going to Starbucks and talking to the pretty girl in line and shooting your shot with the barista and then going to the mall and you can talk to 10 different girls before you leave the mall, right? You can manufacture all of that experience and you can teach yourself how to be bolder. All right. Now, this is something I cannot harp on enough. Be bold, right? Race towards the rejection. When you make it your goal to not necessarily get rejected, right? Obviously, you want to end up in a loving relationship, but when you make it your goal to allow the woman to reject you, right? You have to be bold in order to do that, which means you have to put the woman in a position where she's either fuck yes, I'm so interested, or fuck no, no thanks, right? One or the other. So for example, you walk up to a girl and you say, give me your phone number, I want to take you out for coffee, right? You're beautiful, I want to get to know you. She's either going to say fuck yes or she's going to say fuck no, right? You need to be bold so that you can get a bold response. But when you go up to a woman and you say, excuse me, maybe you and I could sometime we can go get coffee, right? You want to be bold. You don't want to spend 3-4 years inside the friend zone listening to her talk about her boyfriend or all the dudes that she's fucking, right? And not shooting your shot. You want to get to the point, all right? And when you really, it's being bold is really just putting yourself in the position to get rejected. That's it. And for one reason or another, you've been reinforced to not do so. Maybe you had a domineering mom. Maybe you spent a lot of time at church and they kind of put this idea into your head that wanting sex makes you like an evil man or something, right? So you've been avoiding this kind of a scenario with a woman, right? And it's just not helpful, right? That made sense when you were younger, right? Your reaction and the way that you've learned to feel about women made sense when you were younger. But those things don't help you anymore, right? They're not going to help you become a good father. They're not going to help you enter fatherhood, right? They're not going to help you learn how to go on dates and how to, lose a girlfriend and then within 2 or 3 weeks have another one. You're not going to develop those skills by feeling as if you're a bad man for talking to women, right? Or that you can't escalate quickly, right? Or that wanting sex makes you evil or like wrong or misogynist. Like those thoughts do not help, okay? If there's one takeaway that you get from this video, this is a perspective thing. Where you're at right now is the result of a perspective, okay? And if you change the way that you think, you're going to change your behaviors and that is going to change your results because the women don't know anything about you. They don't know that you didn't get any play when you were in the, 9th grade. They don't know that you got called a loser by your family, or whatever it may be. They don't know that. They just know how you behave and how you present yourself. And all you need to do is find the right key that fits the hole. That's it. Doesn't matter what keys you've been holding on to your whole life. You just need to show them the right message, convey the right personality, show them the correct behaviors. And they cannot help but to be attracted. They cannot help but to want to get to know more about you. They cannot help but to want to sleep with you. The same way a woman walks up to you and she shows you her tits, you can't help but to get attracted. You can't help it, even if you don't want to, even if consciously you're saying it would be really against my desires for me to be attracted to this woman right now. I need to be making my way to work, right? Even if you're thinking like that, you still can't help it, right? It's the same thing for women. There are like certain buttons in the brain that if you press them, you always get the same reaction. You just need to learn how to present the correct behaviors, and you're going to figure that out by running these experiments and doing more reps. That's it. You need more reps. There's nothing else. Like, that is the biggest takeaway you should have. One, this is a mental thing, and two, you fix it by getting more experience. You manufacture that experience. You can get all the reps that you need to be a successful dater in 1 week. You just have to get off your ass and go outside and put yourself into scenarios where you can, one, talk to women, and then two, get rejected by them. That's it. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the video. If you want to do one-on-one coaching, check the description down below. Also, I have a school community where I help other men, and men get together and we teach each other all the lessons that we're learning about dating. If that sounds something that's interesting to you, you'll see it in the description below. Besides that, like, comment, subscribe, share this with a friend, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.